The regime is anti-Western and seeks to destroy our Western lifestyle. This Med regime butchers huge masses of its own people struggling for their freedom. This regime deliberately attacks civilian populations in its neighboring countries and in Israel. It attacks Christians, Jews, and Muslims. It attacks holy sites of the three religions. Yesterday it hit by the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in the old city of Jerusalem. I spoke this morning with the Patriarch and conveyed our solidarity. It also hit the Al-Aqsa compound. On Friday it hit the Muslim village of Zazir in the northern part of our state, injuring 58 people. It hit a mosque on Ramadan. On March 1st, it struck a synagogue in Beit Shemesh, killing 9 Jews. These don't just threaten Israel, Minister, but also other countries in the Middle East and Europe. This will directly impact European security for the better. You, of course, know the extent of Iran's contribution in intelligence and weapons to the war in Ukraine. Last night, the IDF took out commander of the Basij, Soleimani, and his deputy and secretary of the Supreme National Security Council, Ali Larijani. The Iranians are also safer without them. By the way, we still haven't seen Mojtaba. Wouldn't you like to see him, Minister? He should show his face. He can hide, he can continue to hide, but to show his face because it's beginning to be embarrassing for this regime. Larijani was also under US sanctions for the same reason, with a $10 million prize on his head. We did it for free, anyhow. Now, the Iranian regime is blocking international shipping and the flow of energy through the Strait of Hormuz. Yet it's giving free and selective passage to Russia and China, for example. This assassination of global order and trade and the freedom of navigation is driving up the cost of living in the whole world. This isn't simply an American and Israeli issue. It's a global problem. If this strategy is successful, tomorrow other regimes can act the same way in other places. It can become the problem of the Baltic, Black, or Mediterranean seas. If Iranian piracy in the Strait of Hormuz isn't crushed, this form of terror will spread around the world. The Lebanese government committed to dismantling Hezbollah in the November 2024 ceasefire. It didn't do it. And now it's not doing anything to stop Hezbollah's attack. It hasn't even fired the Hezbollah-affiliated ministers in the government. We expect the Lebanese government to take immediate action to stop the attacks from its territory. Minister, Estonia has already designated Hezbollah in the entirety, including its political wing, so-called political, as a terror organization. So have other European states, including Germany, the Czech Republic, Austria, Lithuania, Latvia, the UK, and the Netherlands. The EU took the clear moral step of designating the Revolutionary Guards as a terror organization. It would be fitting if it designated Hezbollah in its entirety as a terror organization too.
We have copied from you, and we are learning a lot from you about total defense concept, that every member of our society knows the responsibilities and having the willingness for standing up together for our freedom, because unfortunately we have a very bad neighbor. It's Russia. We have been living there like 10,000 years, and we have planned for another 10,000 years. But we have many things to cooperate and also to learn from each other. And maybe one other story about after regaining our independence in 1991, that most of Estonians are truly trustful for Israel, is that we gained our independence in 1991, but the Russian troops were located to Estonia since 1994. And nobody actually sold us weapons. And,
We did.
And the Israeli government was the first and the only who actually trusted our new reborn government at the same time when actually the Russian troops were located to our territory. For years, we have closely monitoring the growing cooperation between Iran and Russia, including reports of military coordination and intelligence sharing. And we can say as well that Iran and Russia are the two different sides of the same coin of evil. This once again shows how closely connected the security challenges in Europe and the Middle East have become. While much of the world's attention has recently focused on developments in this region, Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine continues. Russia keeps targeting civilians and civilian infrastructure and remains committed to its goal of destroying Ukraine and reshaping the European security architecture. Estonia condemns Iran's attacks against its neighbors who were not involved in the war, including against civilian targets, and express solidarity with those affected. All states have the right to defend themselves in accordance with international law, and Estonia supports efforts to stabilize Gaza and the disarmament of Hamas, which Estonia recognizes as a terrorist organization. We also discussed developments in the West Bank, including settlement expansions and incidents that risk further undermining stability. Ultimately, lasting peace and security require progress towards a two-state solution, allowing Israel and Palestine to live side by side in peace and security. Estonia stands ready to contribute and to strengthen the European Union's dialogue with Israel, Palestinians, and all those in the region willing to play a constructive role.
And in order to see a change, also the Iranian people must see that this regime is weakened. So we are doing that in addition to what we are doing with regard to the nuclear program, to the military industries. We had done huge achievements already. We already won, by the way, whatever will happen in the future. They was dramatically weakened. Iran is not the country it was 3 weeks ago, in any way. This is clear for us and for our neighbors, but we will continue till the point that the mission will be completed.
Then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.